Hey family, how you guys doing? Welcome to Phie.Love Intuitive Conversations. I hope you guys are good. Yeah. If you like my content, please do like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, if there's any negativity or any hate, keep that on your side of the street. Okay? So, in this video, I've been kind of guided to get into the topic on why marriage. I might make some friends out of this video, and I might make, I don't know, non-friends, whatever you want to call them. That's okay. If Spirit tells me to speak, I speak. Why marriage? What is marriage to you? How do you view it? Would your ego be dissatisfied if it wasn't a goal, or if you had to suddenly start framing marriage in a way that is not some form of achievement in your life? Why is it framed as a form of achievement? Why is it glorified? Why is the whole process there something that humans are, made to feel so good about, but the reality of it is quite challenging, right? The expectations that come with it are quite challenging. Expectations that don't exist until you sign a paper. Why is marriage a pressure, subconsciously, consciously, that you put on yourself or on someone else in your life? We view marriage and we say it's an institution. It's all good and well to say marriage is an institution, but what exactly does that mean to you? What is an institution to you? Where do institutions come from? What are institutions created out of? And what is the actual point of an institution? Binding. It's part of a system. The institution exists because on some level, human beings agree to binding themselves in some sort of way to an institution, to something that helps create a gridwork. It helps create a system. It helps create a perspective, a frame of mind, a way that people and humans live by. So when you really think about it, what is marriage to you? If you're married, if you're someone who's looking to get married, if you haven't gotten married yet, but in your mind it's something that you pine over, you think about, you feel, would be some form of achievement in your life. Of course, people think and feel that way. The word congratulations is it's attached to it. But there are reasons words like that are attached to things like marriage. It's all part of the glorifying process. It's all part of the perspective building, the perspective maintaining, all of that. And the entire glorifying process of it that begins from a very young age doesn't actually include all the real things that come with it, that contribute to aging, contribute to stress, contribute to binding, contribute to you at some point in your life taking on a world and a life that is restricted. Now, I'm not trying to say that you need to that you need to look at what I'm saying through the eyes of your partner restricting you. No. You need to look at it through the eyes of engaging in such a contract, engaging in such an institution means that you're consenting to in your future, after assuming that onto your life and after taking it on and making it official and all the expectations and everything else that come with it, you're literally accepting that in my future, from this point on, I'm going to be okay with having my ability to make decisions in a sovereign manner taken away from me. My ability to move away from someone, something, a space, a situation, harder for myself and for the person that I'm with. None of these things are considered because the glorified side of it, the process to all of it, purposely omits everything else. And the grooming of it, the grooming, some people go for marriage, for counseling before they, get into these things and these contracts and take these things on. You're taught how to have to withstand through all the hard bullshit that you should actually be able and in a position always in your life to say, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. You are not healthy for me. I am not healthy for you. The decisions you make, you've changed A, B, and C. It could be anything under the sun. Your value system and my value system is just more hard than, than flowing. And because we have this contract, because we've somehow bound ourselves together and put a whole bunch of meaning to what a church says vows mean, I have to now live the rest of my precious days fighting you, fighting my insides, finding ways to make something with an individual work who maybe should have just been a season. I've grown, I've changed. We got married young. Marriage really comes with a very strong fairy tale illusion attached to it that is groomed and normalized into us from a very young age. But I mean, are you really considering when you're getting into these things? Are they practical? Are they freeing? And why am I being coerced indirectly? Why am I being guided to move towards the things that are not practical, really, and that are not freeing, but rather more binding? Things that are binding, and that I'm going to be told it's life. I need to work through this. And if it gets hard, then I need to feed a certain area of the institute of the system and pay a fucking psychologist. Why? Is it a need and a pressure for you because of friends, because of family, because you want to feel like you're moving forward in your life, because you want to make someone on the outside of you happy? Are you considering yourself when you make these decisions to marry? Are you considering your ego? Are you considering how the idea of saying you're married and having, it attached to yourself that I'm a wife, I'm a husband, or he's my husband, she's my wife? Are those things that are making you feel good? What about it is fulfilling for you? Why do you have to bind yourself to somebody to prove how you humanly feel about them? Why do you have to bind all your bad decisions together? Why do you have to assume and take on willingly the responsibility of keeping someone else on the outside of you who is not your child but a full-grown adult afloat and alive, and allow the next person to be comfortable in that? I could go on and on about all these things that we accept and put our own self-worth and our own personal freedom and ability to decide and move freely in our futures, or even in our present states as we are right now, that actually cause a lot of the stress because we decided to relinquish those personal powers that we all have. We're all blessed with, we're given, we have before we actually assume and get into all these situations. All the stress that you have in your life right now is a result of some sort of decision you made in your past, and you're being distracted by the system to blame it on something else. What if you just lived with someone and decided to choose each other every single day and love each other enough to know that, okay, you're not happy, I'm not happy, maybe we need to let this thing go, maybe you need to go, maybe I need to go, I'm evolving, I'm growing, we don't meet on the same level anymore, I'm more dependent on you and what I think that you bring to this than actually sharing my life with you. It's just become a whole bunch of dependency. It's draining. And you're groomed to normalize that drain. You're groomed to blame it on every other thing under the fucking sun, except the people that you choose to bind yourself to and have around you. You're groomed to withstand it all instead of say, fuck this, I'm going to be okay without you in my life. So why marriage? What is marriage to you? Why is marriage expected out of you? Why are you expecting marriage and binding out of someone else? And why is someone else expecting binding and marriage, the pretty word, marriage, out of you? Is it practical? Why is marriage practical? Should I be completely and wholly part responsible for decisions that you make that are actually meant for you to make because of your own growth, for your future, or your own future growth, however you want, and evolving, and now I need to bear the full brunt of those too because I've bound myself to you? In what world has the idea of community of property? Okay, I guess in this world, but why have people been convinced that it is a good idea? Why should everything I or someone else has slaved or worked for be able to be put completely at stake because of the decisions of somebody else? Why should I have myself bound further to a system in as being, and further on being bound to somebody else by taking out a mortgage to make someone else comfortable on the outside of me, someone else happy on the outside of me? Why am I groomed to see all these things as achievements? Why am I groomed to see giving up my sovereignty as a good fucking idea? And it ain't just with marriage, guys, it's with many things. But yeah, in this video I'm kind of focused on marriage. What is it to you? Were you ready when you got into it? Are you ready now? Will you be ready in the future, or will your deciding factor of you being ready be a monetary thing? Be reasons based on monetary things, materialistic things? Or are they going to be reasons based on sharing a life with somebody, But to what extent? Why do I need to bind myself to you and my property? Why do I need to bind myself to your property to make what we have going on right now seem, sound, and look and feel more official to the outside world? Why do you give a fuck? Maybe we need to start looking at all these big decisions we make for ourselves in our lives. I don't care what it is. And as well, decisions that involve institutions, decisions that involve your signature that I've just spoken about in one of my past videos. Look at those things from a higher perspective, from a perspective of what effect does this have on my ability to be sovereign today and 5 years from now, when circumstances change. When I change, not when the next person changes, but when I change, when my life changes, when my circumstances, move in the direction of being a little bit different to what they are now. How practical is this decision? And do I really need to bind myself to another human on the outside of me? Do I really need to make life more difficult if I want to be free to make a different decision for myself in the future? That is not something you should feel bad about. It is not something you should feel selfish about. And anybody who does make you feel that you are selfish for considering yourself and puts you under pressure, makes you feel inadequate, like you're not achieving something, should actually be told to fuck off. Because none of those people will need to deal with the consequences of such decisions that you make on your life. Their opinions, their projections, their ideas of what should be or is supposed to be, all come from a system of ungrounded reasoning, ungrounded glorifications that were not created with the intent of your benefit. No. All these glorifications, all of these motivations, these encouragements that come from the outside, making you reject yourself and your sovereignty and ability to decide and make decisions, all of that comes with the intent to benefit something on the outside at the present moment or at a future date once you've bound yourself to it. So let's leave the video where it is right now, and I'm going to pull a card, okay? And I hope this has just made people consider things a little bit, okay? Not to make anybody feel bad or judge themselves or feel like, they failed to consider certain things and were maybe wrapped up in the idea and image of other things and needs to appease the outside and certain people around them. But just to think about it and to recognize where in their lives that they've given up their ability to be sovereign, their ability to decide freely in situations, spaces, and just with things that actually are personal decisions and don't need to be engaging anyone else on the outside. I don't care if you call them your partner, your wife, your girlfriend, your husband. Some things are just on you, should be on you. You were born into this world with two open hands, not holding anyone, unbound. Let's see what we have here. please have one card spirit to support this conversation, or anyone else who's watching this video that may need a nudge in the right direction or in a direction, who knows. Maybe there's nothing. There we go. There we go. Open your heart. The red rose. Your potential for greater love rests in opening your heart. Blockages and wounds from your past will be healed, and you'll be met with true passion, with the true passion you seek. Yeah, the moment you start removing the blockages that, all the influences from the outside impose on you by causing you or making you indirectly feel like you need to engage certain things and decisions in your life that are not practical and that are not freeing, because you need to be free. Once you remove those blockages and open your heart to something new and be more trusting in yourself and what the world has to offer you, without having to have someone back it up all the time, yeah. You'll start healing. You will. Red roses have long been associated with love and romance. This healing flower offers This healing flower offers sensuality, passion, and a deeper connection with loved ones. To experience these gifts, you must open your heart chakra, which is an energy center in the middle of your chest that houses the vibration of love. Painful experiences may leave blockages in your heart chakra. Release them into the light and connect with the healing energy of red roses and the angels with the following exercise. Start by finding a fresh red rose or a beautiful photo of one, like this card, and hold it near your chest. Close your eyes and welcome its healing energies. You may be reminded of past relationships, arguments, or heartache. Let these images flash through your mind without judgment, then let them slip away, one by one. Healing. You'll feel your chest lighten as you become balanced, prepared to receive the perfect love you deserve. Additional meanings to this card. You're attracting your soulmate. It's time to move on from previous relationships. There's passion out there for you. Your relationship is gaining strength and trust. So, I mean, for real, even just the additional meanings, it's encouragement. Don't be afraid to let go. Don't be afraid to decide differently, and don't be afraid to make a change. And like I've said in my other videos, if you acknowledge the issue, you get to now figure out what your options are with your higher perspective, and figure out how to move forward and move yourself into a more sovereign state and frame of mind and space of living, right? Anyway, family, thank you. It's getting a little bit long, and I will see you in the next video. If you've come this far, please do hit the like button and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.